Hey everybody, it's Michael Goldsman here. I was just emailed a very interesting question, and I thought that the question and the answer would be useful to share with you in this video. A person emailed me and asked about one of my clearings, the Soul Star clearing. Soul Star is a chakra that is maybe physically or energetically above the head. It's not on the physical body as many of the chakras are, and the Soul Star often represents our connection to our soul's purpose. And so some time ago, last few months, I had facilitated a karma clearing based on blocks at that level. And a person commented to me, emailing and asking a very good and important question. They asked, well, I thought that chakra was kind of representing a higher dimensional connection or reality, or they talked about the fifth dimension or whatever higher dimension someone might talk about for higher reality. So why does it need clearing? Why would we need to clear at that level? And this kind of question comes up sometimes when we're talking about things that are not directly about our physical body or physical life, something to do with larger aspects of the soul or higher dimensional reality. Question is, why do we need clearing? And beneath that question is the idea that there's already some kind of final state or perfected state, maybe, if we get out of this physical dimension, right? And that seems like a reasonable assumption at first. My training and my opinion on this is that everything in creation is constantly evolving and changing and growing. You could say everything in spirit is constantly changing, evolving, and growing as well. There's no final state of perfection, you could say, and yet at the same time, we are already one with that perfected state of being in spirit. So there's both already perfection that's happening in everything, substantively. If not on the surface, then there's already a perfected state within. There's a perfection in everything, and yet there's also a constant striving and moving to perfection or to evolution or to higher states, to something more evolved, more shifted, more whole. And I think both of these states really never end. They're what the Taoists described as Yin and Yang. There's both, the spirit is both never moving because it's already final, perfected, whole, and spirit's always moving because spirit's constantly in an evolutionary path. And I have found that these principles, even though they seem to contradict each other, they really describe a lot of what the basis is for spiritual clearing work. In some of the spiritual clearings, we're clearing for our own higher self, for our own guides, our own angels. Some people might think, well, why would we ever need to do that? It's because everything is both already perfected and everything is moving towards its greatest expression, greatest state yet to be. And so there's really, you could say that spirit is, if you think of the highest possible level you can conceptualize of spirit or source, there is both a finality and a never movingness of that, and spirit itself is constantly changing, shifting, growing. How do we know that? Because we are spirit. We're constantly shifting and growing. We're a part of spirit, we're an expression of spirit, we're one with spirit. These principles of yin and yang are very deep and very mystical, and they kind of pervade everything, and they're kind of also mind-blowing at the same time. So I wanted to just give that particular perspective, maybe more practically on the issue of the soul star, is that, the soul star is the place where we might have planned or stored information or energetic potential about the life path that we were going to have now. So you might ask, why would we want to clear that? Because we have grown, we have evolved, we have changed since those agreements were made. And we want to revise how our own energetic system is supporting us in our life. We want to revise that so that we're not following some previous version of something that may not be as evolved as we've come to in this moment. We often think, well, I planned this issue 10 lifetimes ago or before coming into this lifetime. We may very well have done that from whatever place in consciousness we were at then, but we may have changed and grown significantly and evolved then. we may not need to make the same exact plan. Doesn't mean it was bad. It means that we are also working with our own higher intelligence, our own higher self, to find out what is really highest and best for us right now. So even just what I've shared in this 5-minute video can be kind of mind-blowing. It can kind of take a lot of thinking about and processing a bit. It was startling to me when I had first heard this kind of information myself. But I wanted to share it with you as a way of answering this person's question in a larger way. And any questions or comments you have about this, please feel free to post below. Thanks, friends.